Another heavily requested review from Trakin English has to be that of the Realme Buds Air 3, and a lot of you folks also wanted a comparison against the OnePlus Buds Z2. So here we are, I'm Ershad, you're watching Trakin English. Stay tuned till the end of the video because I have a definitive answer for you. Now starting with the most important parameter, and that is the sound quality. Now, I don't know if it is because Realme wanted to pack a lot of features, but in its default tuning, the drivers sound extremely dark and wheeled. The bass quality is weak, it sounds bloated, and it also bleeds a lot into the mids and suppresses it as well. And the treble shine that you expect from a typical U-shaped sound signature is also missing on the Realme Buds Air 3. If you ask me, it doesn't sound very good, and I feel that Realme has actually cheaped out on the quality of the 10mm drivers inside each housing. But the ace up its sleeve is the custom sound profiling mode, which you get apart from that bass boost and bright modes within the Realme Link app. Now what you need to do is that you need to spend 3 minutes with that setting inside the app, and it tunes the sound according to how much your right ear and your left ear can perceive sound and creates a custom sound signature for you. I did notice that the sound staging opened up slightly, but it is not enough to trouble the OnePlus Buds Z2. But you know what, I would like to trouble you guys a little bit. Please hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever we put out an awesome new tech video. And if you're at it, please hit the like button and maybe even comment below for the sake of the YouTube algorithm. Having said that, the Buds Z2 doesn't offer any equalizer settings, let alone a custom one. You can also change the sound profile from the Wavelet app like I mentioned in the Buds Z2 review. The OnePlus Buds Z2 is still the loudest pair of truly wireless earbuds that I have heard under ₹5,000. Yes, it is even louder than the Realme Buds Air 3 with that volume enhancer profile. And therefore, it leaks a lot of sound too. The sub-bass region inside the OnePlus Buds Z2 is extremely boomy, and it sort of bleeds a lot too into the other frequencies as well. I noticed this while listening to one of Rahman's fantastically engineered tracks with a gorgeous bass bed, Kapaleri Poyache from Indian. There's also a song in Hindi from Hindustani, you should definitely listen to that one. But at least it doesn't sound as closed off as the Buds Air 3. It's not very open and airy, but it sounds wider, and the imaging is also better compared to the Buds Air 3. However, what I do like is that the Buds Z2 at least doesn't sound as closed off as the Buds Air 3. No, it's not very open and airy as such, but in comparison, it's definitely got a wider soundstage and better imaging. Yeah, but I would have preferred a tighter attack in the bass region. As for the treble, it's got that bit of shimmer that you expect from the U-shaped sound, and it definitely sounds better than the Realme Buds Air 3. Now, both these buds also support Dolby Atmos by default, and I listened to Dolby Atmos tracks on Apple Music. And again, by virtue of the fact that the Buds Z2 has a slightly wider soundstage, I felt that Dolby Atmos was also more effective on the Buds Z2 compared to the Buds Air 3. Although I do repeat that the Buds Air 3 does open up with that custom sound profiling. You have to be patient with it, but it does open up slightly, so you might have to put in a little bit of effort. But my bigger concern actually is the fact that the driver quality is not up to the mark, and it's not definitely as good as the ones inside the Buds Z2. Now, with the Buds Air 3, Realme claims to have improved the noise cancellation, and now you get 42 decibels of noise cancellation compared to 40 decibels on the OnePlus Buds Z2. I'll be honest, I don't think these numbers make any difference. And when it comes to noise cancelling with these sort of not entirely in-ear pair of, truly wireless buds, what also matters is the kind of fit that you get with it. In my testing, I did notice that the Buds Air 3 was slightly better at noise cancelling, but you know what? I was literally looking for the differences. Most regular people won't even care. Now, as for the transparency modes, you do get it on both these earbuds, and they're actually both very average and not very good. Also, because transparency modes in general tend to, make your voice sound robotic, especially in this price range. I think until now, the best transparency mode that I've heard are on the AirPods Max, and that costs about 60,000 rupees. So that's not even a fair comparison out here. Now, battery life on both these earbuds is almost neck to neck. Now, I tested them out, and what I noticed is that the Buds Air 3 offers about 5 hours with ANC on and at about 70% volume, which is about 30 minutes off the mark from what the manufacturer claims. And you know what, the Buds Z2 was not really very far behind. You get about 4 hours, 35-40 minutes on the Buds Z2 as well. What I did notice with the case is that despite this one having a slightly smaller battery size compared to the Buds Air 3, it does offer slightly more charge cycles. Although again, in regular usage, all of this doesn't amount to too much of a difference, so most people won't care. And both of these buds also support fast charging, and you can expect about 1.5 hours of usage in real world terms when you charge it for about 10 minutes with these chargers. Now, one of the reasons why I'm going to be recommending the Buds Air 3 to almost everyone I know is for that dual connection and automatic switching function, which works seamlessly. In my testing, I connected a bunch of products together. I had the Realme 9 Pro Plus, the OnePlus 10 Pro, the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, along with my MacBook Pro, the iPad Pro, and whichever setup I tried and whichever two devices I tried and paired them together, the switching was absolutely seamless. For example, if I was listening to Apple Music on the phone and YouTube on the MacBook Pro, it would seamlessly switch between the two devices. Plus, the Realme Link app is a much better experience compared to Hey Melody, which is used for the OnePlus Buds Z2. Now, both these buds also offer Google's fast pair protocol and work really well too. And you also get the support for automatic in-ear detection. So when you take them off your ears when you're listening to music, they will play and pause music automatically. However, I prefer the touch controls on the Buds Z2 not only because you get a flat surface, but also you get the option to have controls with a single tap as well. Plus, you can also change the controls to your liking from the apps of both these individual products. Now, when it comes to latency, on paper, the Realme Buds Air 3 offers a lower latency of 88 milliseconds as opposed to 94 milliseconds on the OnePlus Buds Z2. While testing, I noticed that the Realme Buds Air 3 was slightly better and had slightly less imperceptible lag. But again, that's because I was testing them side by side. Most regular people won't even care. But what most regular people will care about is the fact that the Buds Z2's low latency mode works only with the game mode on OnePlus phones, whereas the Buds Air 3 is far more omnipresent and works across Android and iOS phones as well. Whatever are iOS phones, I meant iPhones, of course. Although one advantage that the Buds Z2 has over the Buds Air 3 is that it comes with 3 mics compared to 2 on the Buds Air 3, and that does impact a lot on the sound quality that you can expect from it. You know what? Let's do a live sound quality test and you can take a listen for yourself. चंदू के चाचा ने चंदू के चाचे को चांदनी चौक में चांदी के चम्मच से चटनी देता है. First attempt. चंदू के चाचा ने चंदू के चाचे को चांदनी चौक में चांदी की चम्मच से चटनी चटता है. I think that was right too. Now, finally coming to the design, you get a very important functional advantage on the Buds Z2 is that it supports IPX4 rating on the case and IP55 rating on the buds, as opposed to the Buds Air 3, which offers only IPX5 rating on the buds. Although I do prefer the Realme Buds Air 3's Tatedli case, Kannadigas unite, because it's easier to flip and open with one finger. Now, as for the fit inside the ears, both of these are extremely comfortable inside the ears for long listening sessions, but I did find that the tips inside the Buds Z2's case are of higher quality. Now, after testing these products, here's some clarity for you. The Realme Buds Air 3's huge advantage is its laundry list of features. Especially that automatic switching feature is just magical and not available easily outside of that, Apple ecosystem. Plus, the custom sound tuning feature has been fairly well implemented, and it doesn't hurt that the Realme Buds Air 3 is the cheaper one of the two. Although, the actual default sound signature left me wanting for a lot more. Now, the OnePlus Buds Z2 is also a good all-rounder, especially because of that great mic quality and a better sound signature compared to the Buds Air 3. But yes, it does skimp out on a few features. For example, I don't like the fact that the low latency mode works only with game mode on OnePlus phones, and of course, you also don't get any equalizer options. Although it does make up for those lack of features with that extra IP rating support that I had mentioned before, you do get some extras and some polish for that extra ₹1,000. Now, if I had to pick one, I would pick neither of these two, primarily because sound quality is of paramount importance to me, and I would probably end up picking something from Samsung, Jabra, or Soundcore. For example, the Jabra Elite 65T keeps going on sale, and of course the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus also is available for sometimes under ₹5,000. Hope that helps you zero down on the purchase. Let me know what you guys think of these two products. Until next time, this is Ershad signing off. Keep tracking and stay safe.